Hey guys, what's up? Ida Killer here, back with another video. This is part 2 to a little 3-part mini-series about how to create your own server. If you did not watch the first video, you really should, because that helps you set up this server that we set up in the last video, which is the 1.15.2 version. We're going to be using this server for the example of today's video to show you how you can get your server online and up and running to where people on other internets, close friends, family, somebody you want to be able to allow on your server that you can trust, can get on the server, not just having to be at your house. So with this, we're going to do a little thing called port forwarding. With port forwarding, all you're going to do is you're going to go into your internet and you're going to configure things so that you can allow the server to be streamed through your internet. This all goes through your internet, like I said in the last video. Today I'm going to show you how to do everything. So first, you can see that you've got your server ready and you've got everything, your properties, everything figured out. You just want your friends to be able to play on it when they're not at your house. So what you're going to do is you're going to open Google and you're going to find out how to get to your internet provider's website, your router box. Well, if you don't know how, you go in your little search bar at Windows and you type in CMD. So open a command prompt and all you got to do is type ipconfig. Now you're going to need two things from this. You're going to need your IPv4 address and you're going to need your default gateway. We're going to use the default gateway first. It should be the 192 whatever number, or yours will be different. It's not that weird number with letters in it, it's just a smaller number. You're going to copy that number and you're going to put it into your search bar and then search it. This should lead you to whatever internet provider you have in their website. For me, it's Google Fiber. So we open this up and then we go into our profile and we go to network. With this part right here, you're going to click wherever you can find ports at. It might be in security, it might be in network. Either way, you're going to find ports in looking at your router. With me, I click ports. I already have one here. So what you're going to do is you're just going to add a port forwarding rule. You're going to do custom IP. This is where your IPv4 address comes in. You're going to copy that IPv4 address and put it into that IP address right there. And then you're going to leave the service as custom, and then for the ports, for Minecraft it's going to be defaulted at 25565. If you want to change it, you can go into your server and you go into your server properties, and then you go down to the ports and just change it right here. But you won't want to do that because you might run into a few issues with doing that. So just leave it as its default and just you make it 25565. And so since you have 25565 on one side, you need to have it on the other side. They need to be the same. Now for me, it says that they must not intersect with other ports. That's just because I already have one. The protocol, you're going to have it as TCP and UDP, or it might say both. You're going to have it as that because it will allow it to actually properly go in and out. If it doesn't give you the option for both, just do two different ports. One is TCP and one is UDP. Then you're going to make it a single port range, and then all you got to do is click apply when you're done. Now I obviously already have one, so what we're going to do is we're going to show that after you do that, you don't need to do anything in here. You don't need to change the IP or anything. How you're going to get your server to your friends is now the most important part. So as you saw in the last video, the way we got on our server last time was just by typing localhost. Well, if you launch your server and you try to type localhost as somebody, as one of your friends or whatever, they won't be able to get on because they're not locally there. So what you're going to do is you're going to find out what your IP address is. And all you got to do is go to this website. I'm not going to click on it because it shows my IP, but it says what's my IP.org. If you go to that website, it will show you your IP address. It should be some numbers similar to the one that's your IPv4, but their numbers will be different. It will be similar in length, but the numbers will be different. All you got to do is put that number into the server when you go to create a server and you actually go to add one and you put that public IP address in. That's what your friends will do. You can still get on using just localhost, but you're also going to want your friends to put that public IP address in which right now I can't do with my server because right now my internet's really buggy and I can't port forward anything right now because of my internet provider and everything going on with my router and hard drive being bad. I can't port forward anything right now, but as long as you did the steps I just talked about, you should be able to just put your public IP address in here. Even you can do it. Just put your public IP address here. I believe for me it's something like 136 dot something. Um, you just put that in, and anybody, any of your friends should be able to join as well. If you have any issues with this, please ask in the comments. I'm willing to help in any way possible. Just a brief overview of what we've covered. All you gotta do is you gotta port forward, and like I said, you just need to get your IPv4 address in that gateway. That gateway is what you put into the search bar to be able to get to your router information. And then you just go through, go to the port, and you have to put in all the information I talked about in this video. So when you get all of that done, you should be able to run your server properly and your friends should be able to get on it and everything. But keep in mind, with this, it's your public IP address. You don't want to just give this out to anybody. That's why we have this third part to the video, which I'll cover in the future, is that you don't want to just give this server IP out to anybody. Otherwise, you're going to get DDoSed, and then you won't be able to do anything with your internet. So be safe with this. Give this to only your trusted friends. Don't just allow people to get on your server that you don't trust, you don't know. As long as you've got the server set up like before, you should be able to do this just fine. If you've got any questions, ask them in the comments and I'll try to reply as much as possible and try and help you out with any articles or anything I can find or any of my knowledge I know. This should be straight and simple. For modded servers, it may be a bit more difficult. I used to run a modded server, and when you run a modded server, the porting becomes a lot more complicated. If you want me to make a video, I can try, but I'm not going to unless there's demand because it's a really difficult process to make a modded server. So, but if you just want to play on your 1.15.2 version, this is how you do it. You should be able to put your IP address in everything, your public one, and you should be able to get on. So with that, I'm Ida Killer, and I'll see you in the next video.